Greetings everybody, I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster, a channel dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. My name is Murph, I am the host of this show. So it's now Monday night's look back at a classic rock album, a show we do every Monday, which talks about albums that are twos, ones, masterpiece albums for me that are greater than 15 years of age. And today we're going to be talking about STYX, and this is my wooden nickel collection. The specific album that we're going to be talking about tonight is this one, STYX II. Yep, their second album. Get a good look. Yeah, so this album came out in July 1st, 1973. Yeah, like 51 years ago now. Crazy, eh? Paragon Chicago Studios. It's about 34 minutes in length. Warden, it's of course on the Wooden Nickel label, sorry. And John Ryan, the producer of this album. STYX at this time is featured by Dennis D. Young, keyboards and vocals, J.Y. James Young, electric guitar and vocals, John Krulowski, electric and acoustic guitars and synthesizers and vocals as well, and then Chuck Panazzo on bass and John Panazzo on drums and percussion. So there are 8 tracks on this album. I think this is a pretty solid album. I did like the first one. I just think that this one is like number 2. It's twice as good almost. I do like this album quite a bit. I'm currently have the 3rd album in my playlist. So anyways, let's talk about the tracks a little bit. So the opening track is called You Need Love. Very STYX-like song. Sounds like a STYX song right off the bat. You know it's STYX. Lots of harmony. It's a pretty heavy track. Keyboards are really kind of dominant on this particular track. Now it does list JY as the vocalist here, at least in the spots that I've looked. But I listened to it and it sounds more like Dennis to me. I don't hear any JY here at all. So if somebody has some information about that, that would be great. But to me, it sounds like James Young here. I don't hear Dennis's voice here at all. Next up, of course, is their big hit, their first big hit, Lady. This is a power ballad. First really big hit, of course, vocals by Dennis. This is a song towards his wife. He wrote several of them towards her. It's very catchy, very emotional tune. Starts out kind of very ballad-like and then becomes very heavy towards the middle and end of the song. Hence the term power ballad. You know, that's where I think that term comes from. Probably my favorite track on the album. There's very few people that I think would find any other track better than this one, but I'm sure there are people that like certain tracks better. Next up is A Day. This is a more subdued track. The bass, kind of a little bit of a bass lead off here. Some synthesizer and piano parts in this song, and John is doing the vocals here. Now John has a higher voice, but it's very melodic. It doesn't have the power or the almost musicality to it that Dennis D. Young has in his voice, but they're not totally dissimilar. I think that John's just is a more melodic voice. It doesn't have that extra kick that Dennis has. Next up is You Better Ask. This is kind of a bit of a funky song, bit of an upbeat, catchy tune. I do like this tune. John, of course, is doing vocals again here, showing off a little bit more strength in his voice than he does on the previous track. Next up is a little fugue in G. This is a song written by Johann Sebastian Bach and kind of transcribed or kind of put together by Dennis here for the album. It's an instrumental, of course. Mellow keyboard opening and then followed at the end by a kind of bombastic church organ. Next up, Father OSA, another keyboard dominated track, I think, very melodic. Keyboard melodic opening, vocals by Dennis, which are absolutely killer on this track. He's showing his range here. Built up, kind of epic-like scale. Very proggy, this song. Probably the most proggy song on the album. Next up is the Earl of Roseland. This is probably my second favorite track on the album. Very heavy guitar opening. This particular song dominated by the drums of John Panazzo, which I think are among his better drums on this particular track. He's all over this. Lots of rolls, lots of triplets, lots of stuff going on here. Strong drum opening, and plays it throughout the entire track. Quite a catchy track as well. And of course, Dennis is on vocals again, and you've got some heavy harmony vocal parts on this as well. And then the album ends off on a strong note with I'm Going to Make You Feel. Heavy guitar opening, lots of riffing and soloing parts going on here in concert with the keyboards, which are both really strong on this. This is a catchy, heavy track, and this one's definitely JY on vocals. It lists him as vocals almost immediately. I know it's him. When they said JY sang the opening track, You Need Love, I had to listen to it 2 or 3 times, and I'm still not convinced it's him. I still think it's Dennis. Dennis wrote the song, makes sense that he sings it, but somebody had listed JY as the vocalist. So there you have it. That's the album we've done today. STYX II, released in 73. The beginning, they're still in the wooden nickel era, so they didn't get the kind of promotion that they probably would have got on the bigger label later. Hence the reason that these albums, I think, are really good. Had they been on a major label, they probably would have been bigger earlier. This album would have probably launched them, and then you would have had a couple of more really strong albums which follow this, third and fourth album, Man of Miracles and The Serpent Rising, both good albums. Probably would have been better with better production. Production isn't bad, it's just not great, and the promotion of the albums wasn't that great either. So anyways, there you have it. STYX II here on Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. Please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Any comments about the album, excuse me, please put them in the comments section below. If anybody knows if that was actually JY singing, please let me know. I'd be curious to know that. I found nothing that says it is. They all say it's him. I don't believe it myself. So anyways, take care and have yourself a good evening, and we will see you next Monday for another look back at a classic rock album. Take care and goodbye.